Once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a prince who was very handsome, but he was also very loud and disrespectful. He loved to hunt and ride his horse fast, caring about nothing but having fun. He often bragged that he was not afraid of anything, not even magic. One day, the prince decided to go hunting in the forbidden swamp. The local people told him, "Do not go there. That land belongs to the swamp witch. It is sacred." But the prince laughed. "I am a prince. I can go where I please. Witches are just stories for children." He rode his horse deep into the swamp. He trampled over rare, magical flowers and kicked over strange stone statues just for fun. Finally, he arrived at a dark, muddy pond. Sitting on a log was a small, ugly swamp witch stirring a pot. "Move out of my way, old woman. Prince said I want to let my horse drink from this pond." The witch stood up. She was angry because he had destroyed her garden. "You have no respect for nature or for others. If you like the mud so much, you shall live in it." She threw a handful of green magical powder at him. Poof! His skin turned green and slimy. He was now a frog. "You will remain a slimy frog," the witch said, "until a princess values you enough to let you eat from her plate and sleep on her pillow." Eventually finding a clear well near a different castle to hide in. Years went by. Near that well lived a king who had a beautiful daughter, the princess. The princess was lovely, but she was very childish. She had a favorite toy, a ball made of solid gold. She took it everywhere. One sunny afternoon, the princess sat by the edge of the cool well. She threw the golden ball up in the air and caught it. She threw it up again, higher this time, but the third time she did not catch it. The heavy golden ball hit the ground and fell plop straight into the dark, deep water of the well. The princess looked down, but she could not see the bottom. Her favorite toy was gone forever. She covered her face with her hands and began to cry loudly. "Why are you crying, princess?" a croaky voice asked. The princess looked down and saw a big frog poking his head out of the water. "I am crying because my golden ball is gone," she sobbed. "I can dive down and get it," said the frog. "But I do not want your jewels or pearls. I am lonely. If I get your ball, you must promise to be my friend. You must let me sit next to you, eat from your golden plate, sleep on your pillow." The princess wanted her ball back desperately. She thought, "This frog is silly. He cannot leave the water to come to the castle. I will just promise him what he wants so I can get my toy." Yes, I promise," she said. The frog took a deep breath and dove underwater. A minute later, he came up with a heavy golden ball in his mouth and tossed it onto the grass. The princess was so happy. She grabbed the ball and immediately ran back toward the castle. "Wait," croaked the frog. "Take me with you. I cannot run that fast." But the princess ignored him and ran home, leaving him behind. The next evening, the princess was eating dinner with the king and the court. Suddenly, there was a wet, slapping sound on the marble stairs. Splish, splash, splish, splash. Then, a knock at the door. "Princess, open the door. Keep your promise." The princess turned pale. She told her father, the king, what had happened. She hoped the king would send the frog away, but the king was a very honest man. He frowned. "Daughter, a promise given must be a promise kept. Go and let him in." Shaking with embarrassment, the princess opened the door. The frog hopped right in. He hopped onto the table. "Push your golden plate closer," he said. "Let us eat together." The princess lost her appetite, but the frog ate happily. The whole court watched in shock as the slimy frog ate from the royal plate. Finally, the frog said, "I am full and tired. Take me to your room so I may sleep on your soft pillow." The princess began to cry. "I don't want a cold, slimy frog in my clean bed." The king looked angry. "He helped you when you were sad. You cannot despise him now." So the princess picked up the frog and carried him upstairs. When they got to the room, she dropped him in the corner. "No," said the frog sadly. "I want to sleep on the pillow, just like you promised. I am lonely and cold." The princess looked at him. She realized that even though he was ugly on the outside, he had feelings. She felt bad for being so mean to him after he had helped her. "I am sorry." She picked him up gently this time and placed him on her soft silk pillow. She looked at his sad, big eyes. "Good night, little frog," she said. And she leaned down and kissed the top of his green head. Wham! A bright white light filled the room. When the light faded, the frog was gone. Standing by the bed was a tall, handsome prince with kind eyes. He smiled at her. "Thank you," he said. "You broke the swamp witch's curse. I was punished for being arrogant and rude, but you treated me with kindness even though I was a frog." The prince and princess went downstairs to tell the king. The king was delighted. They too were married. The prince never disrespected nature again, and they lived happily ever after.